Greetings YouTube, LMS Tactical. I hope everybody's doing good. A little unorthodox video. I decided to pull over and grab something to eat. I haven't eaten since yesterday, so I'm even going with junk food here. So you're gonna get food in my beard, shit on my shirt, crumbs and lettuce in my teeth. You're just gonna have to suck it up. Just look away if it gets too nauseous, because I'm gonna eat right in front of you. But I thought, you know what? Why not turn on the camera and just let my thoughts flow, and you can just see how bizarre and weird Mike really is. What I was thinking about before I pulled up to this place, and no, I'm not on any drugs, so I don't really have an excuse as to, this is actually, I'm letting you into another layer of how I think. So just brace yourself if you're like really a fundamental believer of anything. I started thinking about how, you know, the whole universe, everything, macro to the micro. And by the way, this is something I think about all the time. This ain't new to me. It's been like this my whole life. So I just thought I'd get it down on tape, so to speak. I'm talking from ants to elephants, from solar systems to particles to photons. And I'm just going to come out and say this. Anybody that actually thinks they have the answer as to, in terms of the big questions, you know, who are we, what are we, where do we come from, where are we going, what's the point of it all, what's it all about, why are we here? I hate to break it to you, man. I just don't think that we have any of these answers. There's a lot of factors. I'm not just like randomly thinking, hey, what's it all about? I've been studying the subject, sometimes pretty intensely, of life and the meaning of it and our purpose and who we are and where we come from a historical perspective to a esoteric perspective, whether or not life is a computer simulation. Are we genetic creations from an alien race, i.e. Zecharia Sitchin? If you don't know who that is, he wrote a bunch of books, translated the Sumerian text, talked about Nibiru and how our creators came from there. We thought they were gods because the creators are gods. But there are some real things that you can think about. Number one, I knew what I was thinking about when I pulled up. Sorry, I'm a pig, I know. I'm really hungry. I couldn't eat first. I mean, I'm just hungry. I'm too busy to do this another time. You have to admit that virtually every single thing that you've been taught, meaning that every single idea, scientific or spiritual, has come from human beings. Now, don't we talk about enough things on this channel to where we can all comfortably agree on the reality that human beings are completely flawed? You know, 3 people can see the same exact thing happen and you can get 6 different versions of it. I mean, that's just human nature. And that's if they don't have an agenda. Now, if you add an agenda, political, criminal, or otherwise, into the mix, then you get out and out lies. BLT doesn't get any better than a BLT. So we don't really know anything. Now, some people, myself included, are going to say, well, we've got divine inspiration, messages from God, you know, through inspiration. But I hate to break this to you. And I'm not down in religion. I'm just saying, there's an awful lot of people that have slaughtered people because God told them to do that. That's what they thought. Muslims blow up because they think they're going to earn their way into an awesome afterlife. Do you agree with that? Why is your story any more real than Haji's, who's got his hand on the detonator? I was talking to my son yesterday on the phone. There's some great paradoxes that keep us completely closed down from exploring further. I mean, depending on what camp you're in. Think about this. To the religious person, the spiritual person, it's all about matter. Strike that. I got it backwards. I'm fucked up. Let's start with the science person. To the scientist, to the scientific community, to that person, the chemist, whatever, everything is about matter. Matter is all that matters, and the ideas of the creation and the creator, they don't matter. Pardon the pun. Everything has to be a mathematical equation that comes out to an absolute certainty for them to accept it. In other words, scientists don't believe in mumbo-jumbo spiritual stuff. Now, when you go to the spiritual person, whether it's a priest or a shaman, monk, or whatever, matter doesn't matter. Things don't matter. Only the creator matters. So the two camps are diametrically opposed. But what if both are completely wrong? One group is going off of faith, and the other one's going off of what it thinks it can extrapolate through experimentation and logic and deep thinking, mathematics, sacred geometry, and things like that. But what if they're wrong? You know, what if, as I believe, based on a lot of things that I've read, and again, when I read things, I'm reading something written by humans, so I can only read to get ideas, but then I have to stir those ideas around in my own cranium and see what I come up with, and see what I believe, what I don't believe. You know, I believe that the spirit is completely indestructible, that you and I have both existed for billions and trillions of years, and that the universe is something that is endless. Of course, we all talk about infinity, but we get stuck thinking, how can that be? Because everything on this planet has an ending and a beginning, and so it's very hard for us to think outside of that box. But I believe that do I believe in a grand creator, a God? I do. But I'm not 100% convinced that that's not because that's what I want to believe in. I have had what I interpreted as divine signals. But I'm not one to grab onto any dogma. And I'm also not one to push away any thoughts that are abstract. You know, if you look around, I think anybody that doesn't believe that there's life in the universe, intelligent life, is just completely so far off the reservation, they're going to have to be reincarnated in about another 20 times before they start to get it. I mean, to me, the question about whether or not there's intelligent life in the universe is a fucking it's a moot point. I don't even debate that. That's a given. For a lot of reasons, my own personal experiences, and plus just the mathematical probabilities of this time and distance and space and things we're talking about. The numbers just don't support us being it. That's ego. But I also don't believe when people are so quick to say, hey man, aliens are demons and blah, blah, blah. Again, you're pulling a dogma out of a book that was written by humans that was, you know, hundreds of years between chapters. And, you know, if I had a fucking divine, a spiritual experience and I wrote a book about it and I got enough people to follow me down to the jungle and told them to drink Kool-Aid and kill themselves because that's what God told me to do, I guess you'd change my name to Jim Jones, right? I mean, or how about David Koresh? I mean, there's a lot of, it's easy to get people to follow people because we all want to know shit. We want to feel important. But I don't have a point to this video other than that was what was on my mind between the house and here. Am I completely off the fucking, off the charts here as far as this channel goes, or does anyone else have thoughts like that? Let me know. You guys want to hear more shit like this? You guys want to hear more stuff like that I think about and how I look at things, or you want me to stick to other earthly things, which I don't mind, by the way, because we all got to live here no matter what the future holds after we leave this planet or this life. We all have to live here for a certain amount of time. So I'm all for living here happy and safe and sound. All right, you guys, I'm going to finish my sandwich. LMS Tactical. I'm out.